I got finally a Destroyah.
Sorry, hold on. Before we get there, is that a Virtual Boy in your background? Is that a Nintendo Virtual Boy?
Yes.
Is that like an original or like?
It is actually.
I gotta hear about this really quick.
Okay, so I actually got that for free from a fan, and almost complete North American library.
Wow.
He was a fan of the channel, and he was just like, "Hey, I like your videos. Do you want to do a video about like anything? Like, what's your dream, like, sort of thing?" And I'm like, "I have most consoles, but," I said, "I don't have a virtual one." And he's like, "I got you," and he just sent it in.
Godzilla has driven everybody crazy.
And what else you got?
All right, so I got a few more things. I won an eBay auction.
Ooh,
and
that's always fun.
I got it for $50, and I got it with a whole bunch of other stuff. I can't show them all, but I'm gonna show just what the topic is for today. So I got a bunch of more VHS tapes of Godzilla. For $50, I got about 30 more, which is a steal. And on top of it, I had a bunch of Japanese tapes that came with it. So I've got Godzilla vs. Destroyah in Japan.
I love that. I love that cover art.
Yeah, it's super cool, and it works on like an American VHS, no problem. I got
they're not like region. Yeah.
King Ghidorah.
That's cool.
And then I've got Mothra, which is really
that cover art is so cool. I love how like basic it is.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
And then obviously
I dig it.
I have the best.
Biollante.
I don't want to hear it, Cole. I don't want to hear it. We are calling it Biollante, and that is where it's staying for this video.
Biollante.
A little more relevant to the video now. My last show and tell item that I will show is I got this guy, same thing, eBay. I got Godzilla Jr.
Oh, that's so cool.
I've always wanted one, and I got him for 40, and I'm like, that's about as good as I think I'm gonna get with one of these. So
he's decent size.
Yeah, the legs. I mean, it's Bandai. I'm like 90% sure, but I'm sorry, I forgot. There is one extra fin.
Oh. No. Yep.
I made a YouTube short about this bad boy, and I was very obviously joking, saying, I can't believe I paid $21 for this, and people were ripping on me for being like, well, what'd you expect? It's like, well, quality for starters.
A flock of migrating birds, chirping as they fly out to sea.
I knew that is I don't know why I knew that's exactly what you were going to pull out of your butt.
I pre-ordered him on my lunch break at work, and I was so happy.
Did you get the Shin Godzilla 4K Collector's Edition?
I did not, no.
Dude, it's really, really good.
Okay.
I actually
saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I recommend it because it comes with the black and white cut. Probably my favorite figure now I have, bar none, just because of the quality. The Godzilla vs. MechaGodzilla burning.
Oh, that's cool.
2000 figure.
That's
it is
cool. I love the spines.
So detailed, dude. And it's a Bandai figure. Like, it's just detailed down to the...
Bandai has a negative reputation now, but they have had some phenomenal molds, especially in their older runs, for sure. I mean, like this one right here, this Ghidorah that I found in my attic about a weekend ago. I mean, it's so detailed.
How are you just finding Ghidorahs in your attic?
Dude, it's crazy how many Ghidorahs I have. Just right next to me. I got this one. I got this one. God. This is the landform one. I got Final Wars Ghidorah. What else? Oh, I got this one here. I got this one, which is like an old, like 80s toy. And then I got the one that I already showed you. I got this one. Let's see. Do I have any others within reach? I think that's all I have within reach. So, I think I have a problem. to be completely honest with you.
No.
I love the poop.
No problem.
I love the poop monster.
Dude, I can't wait to talk about Godzilla vs. Ghidorah with you. It's not even funny.
I'm actually doing a guest on another podcast Thursday, and we're talking just about that movie, so I'm very excited for that. Yeah. But no, we were clearing out my attic, basically, and we found this guy, and that was really funny. Because it was like that one How to Train Your Dragon meme where it's like, after all these years, I thought I lost you. That's how I felt.
I'm just going to edit it where it's that.
me and my little poop monster toy.
You gotta say, you're as beautiful as the day I lost you.
You're as beautiful as the day I lost you.
All right, Cole, so what's the rules, buddy? We've been doing this now for a year.
We're going to go in chronological order. We're going to do Return of Godzilla. I mean, unless you want to talk about the Hanna-Barbera show.
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Because I started with that in my retrospective, and I had so many comments of people being like, why do you spend the first 20 minutes talking about a cartoon from the 70s? And it's like, well, I don't know where to start with that. So we'll save that for Showa, even though I like ending on Terror, but we'll go Return of Godzilla.
One episode of that, and it's awful. Didn't like it. Nope.
The only people that like it are like Gen Xers who grew up with it. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, that's facts.
All right, so Return to Godzilla.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
This was Toho's big kind of comeback because Tomoyuki Tanaka saw all the great movies that were coming out of America at that time, and he's like, we need to step up our game here. I mean, like, we were once pioneers of special effects, and now it's like, the U.S. is like catching up to us, so like we gotta adapt to the times, create a modern Godzilla that is scary again, that goes back to the roots of the franchise. We're gonna take the modern political climate that we're in of the United States, the Russians and the Cold War and all this, all these geopolitical fears that they had, Tokyo at that time too, the buildings were getting bigger, they're skyscrapers, and so they decided to keep Godzilla at like a 50-meter scale, I think, for this one, I believe, where they kept him smaller so that the buildings looked huge around him. And they also tried to have a giant animatronic of Godzilla that was like 20 feet tall, I think, something like that. And they called it the Cybot Godzilla, which in my video I messed up. I said that was the reason why he looked so derpy, how like the eyes would go like this way, one would be looking that way, one would be looking that way. That was actually not the case. The derpy face was that was the suit. That was just the eyes just had trouble with that, according to some comment. But that was what I heard, as opposed to what I researched, and I guess just my source was wrong on that one. But yeah, they really went all out on this. I mean, the miniature work is phenomenal. It's just a shame that this movie feels very boring, and it has a very slow pace at times where you're just like, it'd be great if we just stuck to one thing. If the main character was more worried about like this as opposed to the movie being, okay, we're gonna have this really cool cold open where this, guy stumbles upon this horrific scene of, all these dead sailors. But then we're going to go political with it, and then we're going to go in this direction and that direction. And it just feels like the movie doesn't know what it really wants to be or what it really wants to say. There's definitely themes where you could see a really great movie in here, like the Cold War stuff. I mean, Godzilla in the Cold War sounds like such a cool movie, but they don't do enough with it, in my opinion. Otherwise, I mean, gorgeous cinematography. I just adore the cinematography in this movie. And the Super X is pretty cool. But otherwise, that's all I got to say about Return of Godzilla. It's not, I mean, it's good, but it could be great if they would have touched it up and really honed that script in a bit more.
This is probably the one Godzilla movie I have watched the least in the whole entire franchise. Not counting the anime trilogy, obviously, but it's one of those movies that I was with you. I just thought was very boring, even as a kid. Nothing really exciting happens for the most part in the movie, or like when it starts to seem to ramp up, it's very The most that I can say about it or give praise is the American version because it brings back Raymond Burr, and it's kind of like a pseudo sequel to the American version of King of the Monsters, and so that's kind of neat to.
I think it's one of the rare times too where that American version is better than the Japanese one because they almost focus it a lot more to just the political stuff, and that's very interesting in my opinion, as opposed to what the Japanese version tried to do with all the different plot lines going all over the place.
It was so weird to watch the Japanese version straight up one time. And honestly, in my opinion, too, even though this is not one of my favorites, this has got one of the best Godzilla soundtracks of all time, in my opinion. I love
it's great.
The opening credits that...
Yeah. This era has really good music, even when it's not Ifukube composing. I think all across the board, it's very consistent. We'll get to Bile Wars. Bile Wars I just love.
So
it's so good.
This is why I have always respected Akira Ifukube, obviously. I like anyone.
I know.
But I am not a diehard fan like everybody else is, or think that he's God in the whole series, you know what I mean? And it's because all of these movies and in the Millennium era, like there is so many good soundtracks. It's not just the main theme of Godzilla or the military march. It was great to hear those come back in like Shin Godzilla or -1. But honestly, like if they started playing some of these tracks, like from SpaceGodzilla or Biollante or even Godzilla vs. Mothra, I mean, I would be overjoyed even more.
Yeah, no, I agree. SpaceGodzilla has a great score.
I
listen to that at work all the time. I actually did a bunch of edits in my video where it was like some little kid on like a boat or whatever, and he's like dancing, and then I
saw that.
I think it was like the Mogira theme playing over
and
it.
You called me out in that one. You're like, yeah, no one likes this movie except for Zeth from J&Z Productions. I'm like, hold on there, buddy.
I thought you liked it.
I do. No, it's in my top 5. Okay. It's in my top 5. Okay. I'm just like, okay, I'm getting put on the spot here for when I have to talk about it.
Because I assume because you have a poster in the back that you like it. I mean, ignore the Kanye poster behind me. I hung that up before everything.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's gorgeous cinematography. Other than the soundtrack, there's not much I can really praise about it. Even the Godzilla scenes themselves are very slow and tedious at times.
Yeah. It's him just kind of lumbering around this giant city, which it looks cool, but at the same time, you see so much of it that it just gets to a point where your eyes kind of glaze over and you're just like, all right, I get it. You know? It doesn't work for me as much as I think it should. You know what? I think a fan cut of this could be really neat, where someone comes in and like trims it up almost and like tries to kind of, or you throw in the King of the Monsters stuff as like, if you've ever seen American History X, how they do like the flashbacks are in black and white.
Ooh, that would be good.
Return of Godzilla would be in color, and then you would like go back and forth with the Raymond Burr cut and that. I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna do that. I just did a Hobbit fan cut.
That was good.
My mind is like in a fan cut mood right now. So I might actually do that, make a video out of it.
I like that idea. I do like the ending of this movie. I think it's unique where they like lure Godzilla to a volcano and like
throw him in a volcano. Who cares?
Yeah, they're like.
Oh, while we're on the topic of fan cuts, let's do Joe versus the volcano versus Godzilla, and just keep all of Joe versus the volcano the same, but then have Godzilla show up and fall into the volcano with Joe. I think
that works. That works.
That'd be a great fan edit.
That would be an incredible fan edit.
Godzilla versus Joe versus the volcano.
Joe versus Godzilla.
That's the move.
Along with Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That'd be peak.
Oh, man.
Oh. Okay. But, Godzilla versus Biollante?
Yes. Not Biollante is... yeah.
I got so mad.
Godzilla vs. Biollante is my absolute favorite Godzilla movie, bar none. There is not a single Godzilla movie that has come close to my love that I feel for Biollante. obviously like Final Wars and -1 or something like Godzilla vs. Ghidorah are in my top 5, but Biollante was so special to me growing up because it was so scary in some parts, and I never was really a horror movie fan growing up, so to dip your toes into that, so to speak, with some of what's going on in Biollante, but it's one of those where it's exciting as a kid because every single Godzilla scene is amazing. He's in the movie a lot, actually, for the most part. So it's exciting as a kid. But then as you get older and you start to appreciate, this has got probably, besides -1 and Final Wars, in my opinion, probably the best human story of the whole Godzilla series. Just in my opinion.
It's up there. It's up there for me, for sure. Yeah, it's up there. I'd probably have to say -1, the first one from 54. I love GMK, Final Wars. And then I'd probably put Ghidorah in there and then Biollante. But that's my personal take. I don't know.
No, those are all great. But I just...
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you see the poster back there. I mean, yeah, it was so unique because the monster's unique. Biollante is such a unique idea. There's only one nitpick I have in the whole entire movie, and we'll get to it. Only one, because
let's hear it. Just tell me now.
Okay.
I want to know.
So the movie is so dead serious for the most part, and except for like a couple humorous moments, but they don't really. They're not like a Marvel movie where it's like they drop a quip. It's kind of like that funny moment where he launches a rocket into Godzilla's mouth and he's like, you need to stick to smoking, and then Godzilla just absolutely destroys him.
All this intravenous stuff's no good for you. Stick to smoking.
But it's
it's funny. Doesn't that guy come back as like a key force of Godzilla versus SpaceGodzilla? Because the dude that's on the island like uses his death as like a motivation to kill Godzilla. It's so funny how like that throwaway kind of moment becomes so huge in another movie. But I apologize. What's your nitpick?
No. So my nitpick is at the end when Biollante ascends to the stars and it's Erica's soul and it's just the head of Erica floating up.
I think it works really well, but you know what?
No. I still love it. I still love it in the movie because it's so funny. But I'll like show like someone that's never seen a Godzilla movie, and they'll love the movie, and then it comes to that one part, and they just start dying laughing because it comes out of nowhere.
I did think about in my video for this having an edit where it was. Have you ever seen Nathan For You? Where he does this thing where he like. He has like this kid whose dog died, and then he's gonna have like someone come in and like voice the dog and be like, "Oh, I'm in heaven," but they could only get this. I think he's like a Chinese guy who didn't know English, so he's just like, "Hello, I am in heaven now," and the kid's like crying, and he's like, "That's not my dog." It's a great bit, but I was gonna have that where it was like the dog instead of Erica's face be like, "Hello, I'm going to heaven now," and I'm like, this is too niche. I think for most people to understand what I'm even referencing, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
I don't even know what you're referencing. I'm going to have to look it up.
Look it up. It's a really funny skit.
Okay,
I will. It's so good. It's one of my favorite bits.
But yeah, I mean,
I agree. It is kind of ridiculous. I agree.
In total, it's just one of those Godzilla movies where I can't get sick of it. I really can't.
Bio Wars is a great song. I am obsessed with it. It's someone posted a YouTube video where it's like removing the guitar part from Bio Wars, like because they were like complaining about it not being like they wanted to be more like orchestral, and I'm like, that's like cutting the solo out of Freebird. You know, I don't get why anyone would want to remove the guitar part or like any of like the jazzy parts of like that soundtrack, because it's amazing. It's so good. I think I love that soundtrack as much as I love the Final Wars one, and that's up there for me as well. I adore it. Anytime you use electric guitar in a soundtrack, I'm hard set on it. I love it. Biollante is great. I mean, it's a modern marvel of special effects. I was gonna say for that time, but I think it even now. Like if a movie came out looking like that, people would just be blown away because the scene where it like charges, where she charges at Godzilla is just so impressive. it feels so huge, and it almost like scares you because you're just like, I didn't even think this thing could move, and here it is just like ramming full speed at Godzilla. Have you ever seen the stop motion deleted scenes?
Yes, and I wish they would have been added because they're not bad, actually.
I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, does it hold up when you look at the Biollante suit and how incredible that looks? And then you get this kind of like, maybe it's on par with The Thing, with like the stop motion at the end where it's like, it's good, but the rest of the movie is so great that it almost like makes that look worse. But yeah, I got no qualms with the stop motion stuff. In general, it's a very, very good movie. I love it a lot. The Criterion Blu-ray is great, and if people are wondering why I keep saying Biollante, it's because that's what the woman in the commentary track says, and I made a whole stink about it, and then there was a comment war under that video where people were like, it is actually Biollante, and I'm like, you're wrong. Because the Godzilla Unleashed voice actor guy says Biollante, and I'm like, that's the name.
No, I think what you were saying, yeah. I also, one thing on my most recent watch, was astounded at the scaling in this movie. This is probably... Yes. I hate to say one of the first ones, because that's not the case, but I would say that it looks good. And also, it's sad because in the later Heisei era, I feel like the scaling is something that is severely lacking compared to this movie. Yeah. But like when the military guys are like running from Godzilla, or like the camera is up when Godzilla's stomping through the city, that one part in it blows my mind. Same thing when the guy's in the skyscraper and he like opens
the
up
office
the
building and he like yep, that's exactly what I thought of. Yep, I love that shot so much.
Just that shot in general. I love a lot of the shots when like the people are on the pier and then it like zooms up to like Biollante in her rose form. It's
so impressive.
Another thing, I'm gonna have the biggest hot take in the world. Rose form is better than the final form.
Yeah, I agree. The rose form is so cool.
Thank
it's so like alien looking. It's so nuts. I love the rose form. It
scared me so much as a kid.
Yeah, the little teeth parts kind of like around like the center are awesome. It's so cool.
And then like the music with
you haven't mentioned. I was gonna say the music's great, but you haven't mentioned it yet. The shot of Godzilla emerging for the first time is S tier.
It's peak.
It's so good. It's one of my favorite moments ever.
That one, and then also when the kids are like, okay, class, what did you dream about? And they all like shove up their Godzilla pictures, and the theme starts dun 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 dun.
It's just so good.
All right, now, children, let us see what you dreamed of, okay?
They know this. The guy knew exactly when to drop it, and it wasn't overdone. It's done twice in the film, and that's it.
The best Godzilla movies do that. Like, the one that I think of every single time I hear that theme now is -1, where the two battleships start, like, boom, and it's like the captain goes, like, full speed. Like, dude, I got goosebumps just thinking about it right now. Like, that shot, when my friend and I saw that movie, we turned to each other, and we're just like, oh my, like, this is actually the greatest thing I've ever seen. And that's because that theme has impact. And I get that same feeling with Biollante when those kids hold up that. It just hits. It's like more Godzilla movies need to take advantage of that and hold back on that usage of the theme until like the perfect time. And Biollante does it, and that's pretty early on in the movie too. You know, it's not like it's near the end or anything. But yeah, completely agree with you there. It's a great opening, or not opening, but like great entrance to Godzilla, one of his best.
I also like a lot of the storylines that take place in this. So Biollante, if you were to actually like have all of the story on paper, it's pretty complicated for the most part. But I just like all these little story beats, how it's like this government wants the Godzilla cells, but then this government does, and then this one is going to create grain that will last in the desert in Arabia with the Godzilla set. Like, it's crazy. And then all of a sudden the scientist goes crazy and he wants to preserve his daughter's soul in the roses, and then he's like, well, Godzilla cells will probably save that, and he accidentally creates a monster out of it. And then at the same time you have Godzilla basically being this I forget what the term is that they use but in the movie, but they have like the button on Godzilla like ready to use him as a weapon. I forget what
I could picture it. I'm blanking too.
Yeah, but
yeah, no, I get what you mean.
But I love all of that, and it works somehow. Like, it's the most crazy storyline, and it still works.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. It feels like Return of Godzilla, but somehow slightly more focused, I'd say. Because that was my issue, is that there's so much going on with Return, but here they do really kind of hone stuff in, because the MacGuffin is like the Godzilla cells in a way, where that's sort of what drives every single plot point, and so they're all kind of unified under that. It almost kind of reminds me of like Pulp Fiction in a weird way, how like there's so many different like story beats, but they all kind of end up centering around, I guess you could say, Marcellus Wallace, but like, that like briefcase, like they all kind of like end up intersecting somehow. And while this is nowhere near as eclectic as Pulp Fiction, it still, like, that's immediately what I think of, is like all these different people want all these different things, but it all kind of comes together in the end as a coherent narrative. And the fact they pulled that off is so insane to me. This movie, I think, is a triumph. I think it's so underappreciated, and yeah, it's a beautiful movie.
Yeah, and two other things before we move on, if you want, but
for sure.
Again, I want to preface how good the soundtrack is if no one has listened to it. There is one soundtrack in it that they keep using over and over and over again throughout the whole movie, and it never gets old. It's that one when Biollante like first attacks, and it's a horrific scene when it goes like and then it becomes like chaotic funny almost, where it's like dun 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 dun. But it's used throughout the whole movie, and it never gets boring. They use it when Godzilla's fighting. They use it when the people at the end are fighting over the briefcase, and the agent gets like zapped on like one of the heat things. Never gets boring.
I love it.
This is also the first movie, because the Heisei era, for those that don't know, is continuously connected. It's the first in the whole Godzilla series where it's one big story. You can start from Return of the Godzilla and go all the way to the end without like feeling lost, or you have to be like, okay, this one's not canon, this one is. Erica, love her in all of them, and sadly she's not utilized as much as in this and SpaceGodzilla, but I love
you mean
her
Mickey?
character. Or no, oh god, not Erica. Yes, Mickey.
I was gonna say, you had me for a moment. I'm like, she shows up in this one, and that's it, because she's dead.
Yes, Mickey, please. I'm so sorry.
You like completely. I'm like, wait, have I not seen this movie? No, I agree. That was one thing I brought up a lot in my video. It's like, okay, we're going all in on this character. She's like the defining character, I'd say, of this era. But when you really take a big step back and you look at everything, it's like she's basically a background character for most of it, except for SpaceGodzilla and like a little bit more in Destroyah. She's in that, but otherwise, like, yeah, it's kind of a shame.
Because I think she's a great actress. I mean, I absolutely love her whenever she shows up. She's kind of what I wish the MonsterVerse would do a little bit more, where it's just like have that one character you can consistently root for, or like take along with you. Like, I thought Shirazawa was going to be that, and they didn't do that, sadly, but
it's almost like the MonsterVerse, not to get off on a tangent here, but it's almost like they try it a little bit, but they have like almost like what's the word I'm thinking of? Like they pass. What is it where there's like 3 runners in a race, and one will have the baton, they'll run a lap, then they give it to the next runner.
pass the torch.
It's almost like that. Yeah, because it's like, I was going to say pass the baton, but yeah, pass the torch is way worse. Anyways, but it's like, Serizawa, and then he passes the torch down to, I guess, maybe Millie Bobby Brown, I guess, Kyle Chandler, and then we're introduced to, like, Dr. Andrews, I think her name is. The lady with the short hair.
Yeah.
Who then shows up in New Empire. And it seems like Trapper and Bernie are like the 2 new kind of like protagonists that'll carry over from one movie to the next. So, I guess. But it's also like, I don't know, maybe. It's not one character. And I agree. I think Serizawa should have been the one that they carry along, and kind of have him involved.
I just like that it's so bizarre, the Heisei era, because I always think about like the best eras of like a lot of long-running franchises. Like Doctor Who, for me, my favorite part of that whole franchise is the 80s when Tom Baker was in it, because they got wacky with their stories. And my problem for me with the Heisei era, even though I love it to death, is that it starts to get wacky, and then it didn't do as well as they thought it would, and they pulled the rug from ever trying again. And then when they started to do wacky stuff again, it was too late.
Yep.
I am so disappointed with them because of it.
That's something I bring up in, I think it was my MechaGodzilla II retrospective, where it very much feels like at that point they're just like, okay, remake MechaGodzilla. You know, like we already had King Ghidorah show up, we already did Mothra. It's like, okay, we're just gonna go through the motions now, and you gradually feel that like waning interest from the people involved. It's an intangible feeling for movies where you can tell whether or not the people behind it were passionate. An example of this is, and I'm not just saying it because it's right next to me, is Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson had so much passion for these characters. But once you get to The Hobbit and you get to the Battle of Three Armies, you could feel the burnout on screen. It's so, like, palpable that he just wants to be done making these movies because he's just burnt out. The studio is breathing down his neck. And to me, that's how I feel about some of these 90s Godzilla movies, where we get to certain points like MechaGodzilla II, which we'll get to eventually, and like that's one where it's like all that passion that was in like Biollante is just gone. Like it's just like, okay, make the same thing that we've made before and move on. You know, just collect the paycheck.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think it's overrated, the Heisei era, but there's a word that I'm looking for that describes it, because the Heisei era has some of the best highs of the franchise. But
Absolutely.
But it has...
And the lows aren't even that low.
No, not at all. So I wouldn't say it's overrated. In fact, like, I would say not underrated, but underappreciated maybe in some places. I don't know.
I'd say the early entries are underrated. The later entries are overrated.
Okay.
I'll put it that way. And then that's not a dig at any particular movie. It's more just, in general, I think a lot of people love that stuff, but they don't talk enough about the early stuff.
Destroyah
you want
gets
to talk now
way
about...
too much talk.
We'll get there, because I love Destroyah. But, do you want to go on now to Godzilla versus King Ghidorah? That's the next one? Anything on do one? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so as
Should I give historical context?
You can do it
first.
You want.
Should we do that, maybe?
You can do
okay, well, I'm just saying, like... might help. I don't know. I know you're not a huge fan of this, it seems, but yeah, this is the first kind of back to basics. We're gonna play it super safe, but then they decided not to play it super safe when they decided to add time travel to the mix, and then they added World War II, and there was this whole stupid nothing burger controversy where they had Japanese soldiers killing American GIs, and I talked about that in my own thing. I'm not going to get too into it here, but basically, like, there are some parts where it's like, I can see what you're talking about when Japanese soldiers are charging into battle and they play these triumphant beats of music. It's like, yeah, this is borderline propaganda, but at the same time, that wasn't really the intention. It's a rabbit hole we're not going to get into.
It's a movie. But, who cares? Gosh.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a 30-plus-year-old controversy that we don't have to get into, but long story short is, this is Terminator meets Back to the Future meets Godzilla, and then also, like, they try to go, like, Saving Private Ryan with it, but if Saving Private Ryan had a dinosaur in it, which, now that I'm, like, talking about that, that'd be a really cool movie. If they actually,
get
like,
Steven
if
Spielberg
they just
on
remade
the double.
Saving Private Ryan, but the tank that Tom Hanks is about to shoot turns into a transformer, and then a dinosaur shows up, and then they fight. And then
Michael
that's how Saving
Bay.
Private Ryan ends.
That's gonna be the next Transformers. He was doing it with the last night.
Yeah, they teased. I'm not gonna get it. I was gonna make a joke. I'm like, I'm gonna get your whole channel demonetized. We're not gonna go into it.
Yeah. So okay. So I like this one, and it's probably
okay.
But
it seemed like you didn't when I first brought it up. You seemed kind of.
I'm the biggest King Ghidorah hater. That's why I don't like King Ghidorah. I don't like Ghidorah that much. I think it's just, it's done too much in Godzilla's history. And now I'm hearing, like, the thoughts of, like, -1 is possibly going to get Ghidorah. And I'm just like, listen, I will still be excited for -2. -0, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta stop calling it -2. But
I know. I want to say -2. He could have Ghidorah as the antagonist, and I'd be like, okay, he's cooking.
yeah.
Like, at that point, I don't. He could say it's going to be a giant condor as the main villain. I wouldn't care.
If it's Ghidorah,
I trust that man with my life.
I will still be excited, but it will kill a lot of hype that I have around the movie. Just because Ghidorah has been done way too much to death, and it's going to be the exact same thing that it always is. Where
you know who I want. You know who I want.
Yeah, I know. I want Ghidorah with you. I want Ghidorah or
Anger's could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those would be the two ones I'd dig. Or Rodan. Give Rodan some time to shine again, and be a cool kind of villain. That'd be neat.
Ghidorah's just... I'm just bored of Ghidorah, honestly. It's just like the same thing of Mothra. I'm bored of Mothra. It's just... Like I said, that's the thing that I'm so disappointed with, where I think that if they would have continued going weird with it, like give us Godzilla versus Dartha or Deathla. It was
Deathla, yeah.
Or Ghost Godzilla, like all of these crazy ideas that they had.
Yeah.
I just wish they went with some of them. And to know that they went back to King Ghidorah, and yes, the design is really cool. It's the best that Ghidorah's looked.
It's the best design, yeah.
Yeah. And I love Mecha King Ghidorah. That's when it gets awesome for me. Like I'm like, this is awesome. Yep. But when it's Godzilla versus
fresh and new with it, yeah.
Yes. But when it's Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, I'm bored. I'm sorry. They do the exact same thing over and over and over again, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah. No, and I'm in general very sick of Godzilla eras going in the direction of very serious to gradually goofier. I mean, it's like, look, it's fine here because they don't exactly go fully goofy. I mean, yes, there's a cyborg running like this down the street, but... I
love that shot so much.
I do too. I love it. But, you know what I mean? Like, it just, after a while, it's like, is this all that we're really doing? Is this like just the constant feedback loop that this franchise is destined for? That's why, like, I'd love it if for I almost said 2, for -0, if they just make one more after it. It's like a nice little kind of trilogy, and then that's it. Instead of going off the rails and then, whatever, it turns into the next era, and then 4 movies later we've got a remake of Son of Godzilla. You know what I mean? Like, there's just...
I would love
at a certain
that.
point, I'm just like... I know. But at a certain point, there should just be like a cutoff,
I get it. And for this one, I enjoy actually the whole movie. It's just that King Ghidorah for me is boring. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I think that the human stuff is more interesting than the monster stuff in this movie, actually.
Oh, food at last.
Is it time to talk about the allegations? The beam battle allegations that this entire era has been consumed by in modern discourse?
Sure.
I personally don't mind. If you go from the Showa era to this, it feels refreshing in a way, because that whole era was eventually defined by, we're just going to have 2 guys in a suit just do wrestling moves on each other and just literally punch like they're people, and that's fun. That has its place. I don't mind it one bit. I love it in the New Empire. I love that they kind of did like a callback to that. Here, it's refreshing to just kind of see like, bzz, bzz, bzz. But when we get to like 2 movies later and that's all that they have to offer, it gets very repetitive very fast, and that's sort of my issue with it. It's like, look, if this was like a one-time thing where like they did it for like this one movie and then they figured it out for the rest and they did something entirely different, I don't think I'd have an issue with that one way or the other. But it's just very... Ooh, kicked the mic. It was just very repetitive and just very kind of boring. I'm getting emotional talking about the beam battles. What's your take on this?
Like I said, I don't care as long as there is like a fight. I just don't care about King Ghidorah in this movie. I really can't care. I don't know the appeal of... Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the appeal of King Ghidorah or Ghidorah in general as much as other people do. And maybe that's just because I didn't like him that much as a kid. I don't know what it is. But as far as fights go, I don't care. Just as long as there's fights. You know what I mean? It's you can't have it like all humans and no Godzilla. So as long as there's something going on, I don't really care. I didn't mind the crazy over-the-topness in something like the new Empire, and I don't mind beam battles. I'm in your same boat. I think it's dumb to even be like, it's stupid and stuff. If it's overused...
It just feels like an inescapable part of the movie, where it's like, in this era in general, where that's... A lot of the discourse kind of surrounds that. Like when I did my Let's Argue for the Heisei era, that was like the one take that kept popping up where it was people saying, I love it, I hate it. And that seems to be almost like what has defined this era in the eyes of fans, for better or for worse.
I think maybe in MechaGodzilla it's a little overbearing, but even then it's like I'm not taking the time to be like, this is boring because beam battles.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like King Ghidorah, though.
Yeah. No, this is great. It has some of the best King Ghidorah scenes in the franchise, like when Ghidorah's flying over the city, and like you see at first just the silhouette. That's great. I love that. I love just the shots of Ghidorah kind of like leering over buildings, flaring off the electricity breath or the gravity beams, whatever you want to call it. And it's some of the most detailed miniature work ever. Like there's one scene where I think it's like if you Google Ghidorah, it's what shows up. But like there's like a Nikon billboard. And
yes.
It's like the amount of detail that went into that. It's so impressive to have real life billboards like that. It just adds to it. I do wish though that some of the like the Futurian stuff was expanded upon more. Like I get they had a small budget for this, but it's like, let's maybe go to the future and see what the future's like and why they're here now. See if that could justify it. Just I feel like they could have trimmed down a lot of like the exposition heavy scenes with something like that as like a show don't tell, instead of just we're going to tell you everything and then we'll go to World War II, have a controversial scene, and then for some reason Godzilla's back even though we took him out of the timeline. And I still find the way they executed that whole thing to be very odd.
Yeah.
People in the comments were correcting me about that in my video saying, well, actually they do explain it. It's like, well, not well enough. You know, I think if I'm someone who literally takes notes while I watch movies, and it's like, I think if I missed it, that's kind of a problem on the movie. I'm sorry. I go through multiple watches, and if I missed this explanation of we took Godzilla out of our timeline, but then he still showed up, but then Biollante is canon to SpaceGodzilla, except that Biollante Godzilla was taken out of the timeline, and then that movie technically didn't happen now. And so, ultimately, I don't care.
It's one of those...
What's the Austin Powers bit? Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed. Like that's how it feels sometimes thinking about the world building of these movies. They're interconnected. That's great, but at what cost? At a certain point, I just get to this like, they should have had a Kevin Feige in charge of going, look, we're going to at least tell a cohesive story if we're going to try to tell an interconnected story, and they just didn't do that.
Kevin Feige's done it again.
I get emotional about these movies that are older than me.
Yeah, same here. I love just the absolute bonkersness of this human story. Like I said, I hate that the Godzilla stuff is so, I wouldn't say not interesting, but it's not as interesting as the human stuff in this one. Like, I agree. The alien, like, anytime you get aliens involved, it's always interesting in Godzilla.
Yep.
And then, like you said, the cyborg when he's, like, running really fast, and it's better, it looks better than the Flash. Like, that's absolutely hilarious. The music during
I love
that
the scene where he has the helmet on, and he's in, like, the World War II thing, and he's just, like, running like this.
And the explosions are going behind him.
It's so good. I love that scene so much.
Yeah. I want to know, like, how they did that, because it's like they put him on, like, a treadmill or something, and he's just like...
Yeah, but it's not like a green screen, though. It's almost like, do they have him on, like... Is it like when they have Muppets on a bike? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when Kermit's, like, riding a bike, and he's on, like, a track, but not really? Like, is that... I want to know. That'd be really interesting.
I want to see some behind-the-scenes on that, yeah.
A lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff is just so few and far between. I mean, eventually later in this era, we did get a lot of really detailed stuff, but the most that you're gonna find for video is just like someone filming from like far away on set, and then like that's it. It's like random like outtakes.
Criterion.
Like, have you ever seen
Criterion will get it.
I was gonna say, yeah, I can't wait for that Heisei Criterion re-release. It's gonna be great. But you know what isn't great? Godzilla versus Mothra: The Battle for Earth.
Okay,
I don't like that movie.
I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but I think it's okay.
I find it to be, as my video title says, brutally mediocre. It's just, there's so many points where you're just like, this could be so good. The human plotline has two people dealing with, like, they're divorced from one another, and then they have a kid. And it's like, dude, right there, that's a great story.
Mm-hmm.
And they pretty much don't do anything interesting with it. And then it's like, it's like he's an Indiana Jones type as well. Somehow they don't do anything interesting with it. And it's like, there's an evil twin of Mothra. It's called Batra, and they don't do anything interesting with it. It's just, the special effects are garbage, where it's just, literally, it looks like this. Ready? This is what it looks like. It looks like two toys doing this while the camera shakes violently. That's what watching this movie feels like. And I don't know. I say this all the time. I get it. They didn't have much money for this. They didn't have giant Hollywood budgets. But good lord, you look at what Gamera was doing around the same time, and it's night and day. It really is.
I think this has good moments, I will say.
Yep.
I think
the opening's great. I love the Indiana Jones stuff.
Yep.
It's fun.
It is fun. I think that when Mothra is going to rescue the fairies, that song that they sing is my favorite Mothra song. I think it's just really pretty. Other than the one that I sent you on YouTube, that really weird like English
That's a great one.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's cool.
I really like the Mothra song in this. I think it's just beautiful. And I really like certain shots when Mothra is enveloping herself in the cocoon with the Capitol building. I think that just looks good with the music. I think that the exciting it gets a little exciting when Godzilla's like burying under, or he buries under the ground through the volcano or whatever.
Oh yeah. It's a neat kind of callback almost to Mothra versus Godzilla, the 60s one, where he's underground at the start of that one.
I think that's pretty exciting when they're like, oh, we got to get out of here. Like, because you're like, oh, no, stuff's about to go down.
Yeah.
Again, though, I'm with you where there's missed potential with a lot of this movie. The Batra stuff especially, because Batra, I love Batra. Such a cool idea.
You ever seen the Potential Man memes on, like, Twitter?
No.
That's Batra to me. Look up for the edit. You can include it, but it's like, that's Batra in my eyes, where it's like, shows up in one movie and then does like nothing but looks really cool, like purely hype and aura moments, like that scene where Batra transforms from a larva to like that, not really a moth, not really a bat, but like the winged form is so cool. Like, just all the scenes with Batra look great, especially when Batra as a larva is like in the water. They sell the size so well, which is hard to do in water. And I get that thing was like probably 6 feet tall, you know, at least because they have Godzilla fighting it in the water. But like, it looks amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. Like you said, this is one. So, just for a little history from me, at least. I said, I had watched almost all of these up to when Final Wars had come out. So I was familiar with every single Godzilla movie up to Final Wars because all of them were on DVD at the time, or VHS we had. We discovered a lot of these movies right before that, just because you would go into like FYI and it'd be right there along with like every other Godzilla film. And my dad would watch these non-stop. He loved this one and King Ghidorah and a couple of others that we discovered along with it. I think like Against MechaGodzilla and GMK were in our rotation. But he loved these two in particular, King Ghidorah and Mothra. So I think maybe that's why I'm not as on board with these movies as maybe others are. But I do recognize when there's good moments. Like I said with King Ghidorah, I like everything with the human moments. I just think that with the monster stuff, it's not as interesting for me until it gets to that Mecha King Ghidorah. With the Mothra stuff, it's not as much with either, in my opinion. I think it's okay. That's the best I can say about it.
I agree. And I feel kind of the same way about the next one, Godzilla versus MechaGodzilla 2. Again, missed potential across the board. When you look at the scrapped concepts that they originally were going to do, like Godzilla versus Berserk, where it's this like Tetsuo type monster like transforming into like all these different forms, or then he's like a transformer MechaGodzilla and he like has all these different modes, which they later do with Mogira. Once you learn about all the missed potential, you never want to stop beating Godzilla vs. MechaGodzilla 2 to death with your bare fists. You just, like, you start to almost hate that movie solely for that reason. It's like, we could have had that and you gave us this, but what we got is still really cool. I think that there's a lot of moments that I really love. I think MechaGodzilla 2 it's a decent design. I don't know, I've kind of come around on it over the years. Rodan looks okay, depending on the shot. There are some parts
the
where
Disneyland shot.
Really bad. Yeah. I love Baby Godzilla. I think this is one of the best iterations of the character. I don't know. I'm trying to find the positives here.
All right. I don't like this one as much as Mothra.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
I think it's more okay, like as in terms of dipping down in quality, and I think it's just because I think it spends a little too much time in certain areas with the pacing. The part in particular I'm thinking of is when the woman and the guy are on the robot pterodon or whatever.
Oh my god, it goes on forever.
And it goes way too long.
It just keeps happening. It's supposed to be like this, whoa, look at us, we're flying. It's like, you need to stop. You people are like 30.
I know.
I'm sorry, this is just embarrassing to watch.
I think that it's got some funny moments, especially if you watch like the English dub where the guy's like so obsessed with pterodons. He's like, yeah, and there's flying little dinosaurs, and he goes like that, like in front of the main guy.
Don't you know what they are, sir? They're small flying dinosaurs. Enough.
And then I love when they're like training for MechaGodzilla, and like the guy just gets beat up every 5 seconds. Like that's just funny to me.
I said in my video not to constantly say that for all these, but I did just make in-depth videos on all these. I mentioned that those scenes reminded me of like Rocky IV, how that movie seems very like we're editing a music video, not a movie, and that this movie feels reminiscent of that at times, where you could tell like it's editing to the music almost, and that they're just constantly like montage. We're training for MechaGodzilla 2, or like Godzilla is wrecking the city, but the way it's edited feels more like a montage than anything else. It's interesting. It's different from the rest of the franchise, and I don't know if I love it or hate it.
I think this is my least favorite of them all in the Heisei era.
Okay.
And it's mostly just because Fire Rodan has such missed potential, in my opinion. I love I love the idea of Fire Rodan. And even though I like the face. I'm not a fan of the body. If it had the body of like Final Wars, where it was more like bigger and like insuming, I think I would love it. But Fire Rodan is such missed potential, in my opinion, because he doesn't use his beam that often. And I love the start when it's Godzilla versus Rodan, because that's the first time I think Godzilla versus Rodan has fought one-on-one. And it's the only time.
I think so, too. Well, no, because in Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, I'm pretty sure they fight for a bit.
Okay.
Because there's that part where Rodan's, like, pecking Godzilla's face. Okay. And I remember finding that really funny. I think I've used that in a couple edits, but it's been a while since I've seen Ghidorah. It's been about a year. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they fight there.
Okay.
Because then Mothra steps in and stops them, and that's the whole, oh, Godzilla, what terrible language, if you remember that part. I'm pretty sure that's right after that. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's mostly just missed potential, and I'm not gonna be with you. I don't like the little Godzilla design in this. The little baby Godzilla.
Okay. It feels like beyond Junior, it feels the most logical as, like, this is what a baby Godzilla would reasonably look like. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of little Godzilla. I think he's too cute.
No.
I know.
No! Call!
I know.
No!
I'm sorry.
No!
I'm sorry. Forgive me. Yeah. Well, let's critique this. So,
he's so adorable!
I think that all other versions mog him, just like how Clavicular got mogged by an ASU frat boy. And by the time that this video actually comes out, that's going to be an irrelevant meme. But, I don't know, I don't like the giant bug eyes. It just freaks me out.
He's cute as heck.
About it.
SpaceGodzilla ticked me off so much as a kid every time he took little Godzilla.
Do you want to talk about SpaceGodzilla now?
I guess. I mean, what else is there to say about MechaGodzilla II? It's named MechaGodzilla II here in America.
It's the worst title. It's the worst title. It's so bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I think
don't
it's
like it.
I think it's
confusing.
I think it's
Yeah.
It's okay.
I don't know.
SpaceGodzilla.
What's the next one? Godzilla versus SpaceGodzilla.
SpaceGodzilla.
I'll let you take the lead on this one.
I love SpaceGodzilla. Everyone can.
All I heard on Discord was just sounded like a transformer, just right in my ear. I'm like, okay.
I love SpaceGodzilla so much. It was probably, besides Biollante, the one I rewatched the most as a kid. It was my comfort Godzilla movie. It was the one that I always popped in every time. And as a kid, I hated seeing little Godzilla getting taken from Godzilla. That was such an emotional moment as a kid, seeing Godzilla hold his son and then he just gets taken away as like Junior's pounding on his Godzilla. It's so sad. It's so sad because little Godzilla is adorable and it's the best little baby Godzilla design in my book.
Sure.
No, okay. So to be absolutely serious, I just think that this has an amalgamation of everything that I loved in Godzilla movies. A unique monster that never shows up again, which sadly enough, I am hoping in Sopanova he is the villain. If he is, you will hear very much a very happy Zeth.
I mean, it's all but confirmed. I mean, he's been in like all the union paperworks for filmmaking stuff. Like he's on the scripts where it says like SpaceGodzilla is a character owned by Toho. It's like it's pretty much. I don't know.
I don't know either.
If I'm a betting man, those Vegas odds gotta be like -250. Like it's pretty much guaranteed at this rate.
I don't know. They could bring back King Ghidorah.
Giant Condor. With an astronaut helmet on his head. And they're in space fighting.
Along with Erica Soul.
Yeah.
No, okay. So also, as a kid, I loved the Island Godzilla movies in the Showa era. So Son of Godzilla, Godzilla's Revenge, Godzilla versus the sea monster. So this, in the beginning, is all an Island Godzilla movie, which I loved. I loved seeing Monster Island back, which I know it's technically not in this movie, but it kind of is in the case. Yeah,
it is. I love when he's on the dirt bike, when Godzilla shows up on shore and that dude gets on the dirt bike and just starts riding throughout the dunes. I'm like, this is so cool. It's so cool.
I love that shot too when Yuri and the dirt bike, they cross paths, but Godzilla's in the background stomping towards them still.
Yep.
I just love that.
It's great.
I love the idea in this movie where they're finally like, okay, we have to live with Godzilla. Godzilla's always going to be this looming threat.
Yep.
Let's try to control it for once, which I don't know why that idea has never showed up in Godzilla before.
I think that this movie has one of the best themes of revenge of any Godzilla movie, because revenge kind of goes through a lot of, Godzilla movies. That's like a general kind of through line through most of them. But this one, I think the way that it shows how like blind his rage is just like, and how he pretty much almost screws over all of humanity just for the sake of like killing Godzilla is great. I think that's a phenomenal character arc.
Yeah, I love his character so much in this movie, and I like that in the beginning he's just like, I don't care what these guys are doing over here, I'm gonna do my best to just kill this guy. I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah,
I will kill you on my path. And
yeah,
I think that there's a lot of great moments in this. One of my favorite moments, which it's like the most random moment. I love when they're on the boat and they're going to the island, and the guy's just dancing because he's happy, and the guy's like, you seem happy today. He's like, yeah, why not? I got nothing to worry about. Woo!
I said you're pretty happy today.
Yeah, why not? I got nothing to worry about. Woo!
I think that Mothra has some of the most aura and like hype moments in this entire movie. Like the Heisei era uses a lot of backlight for their like big reveal scenes, but this one is just so cool where Mothra is like wheeled in almost as like
the music,
blue backlight. Yeah, it's amazing. It's so good.
It's so good. Okay, answer me this question, because I don't think I've ever looked it up or just know about it. They say one line where the robot's head is on the back, or it's like twisted around Mothra's head. They say like the head is on backwards or something like that.
Godzilla!
I don't recall. I don't know. It might be because of the transforming thing that he does. Maybe that's that. I don't know. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
The only thing I do have a criticism of is the Mothra versus SpaceGodzilla fight. It looks cheap.
The space one is kind of cool, but yeah, I don't know. There are some parts in this where you're just like, yeah, all right. They're just on a giant set and just shooting stuff at each other, and it feels very video gamey, which I'm not opposed to that at all. I don't mind that, but you know, the whole, we got to shoot the giant, very obvious weaknesses of SpaceGodzilla and then hope for the best. But yeah, I don't know. It's a really good one. I like this one a lot. I said this in my video, but I have like a combo pack DVD that I got from Home Depot. Or no, Menards. I think you might have it too. He can't hear me, so I can say anything I want right now and tank his whole channel. Yeah, that's it. Yep, that's it.
I got you. Same thing as a kid.
That's exactly it. Yep. Yeah. Good old Menards. Menards had it, so.
FYI for me.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Otherwise, Godzilla vs. Destroyah is up next. If you don't have anything else you'd like to say about SpaceGodzilla.
I love SpaceGodzilla's design. I think that he absolutely rocks. I think, actually, one thing we haven't mentioned is Godzilla's design throughout the Heisei era.
That's because it's so good you don't even notice it.
Yeah.
To me, this is just default Godzilla. This is what I think of when I think of Godzilla. This is the default. And I think the toy lines from that time have, like, the Trendmasters, like, that's kind of just solidified that, I think, in the eyes of people our age. You know, maybe I think people younger than us might think the MonsterVerse is, like, the definitive Godzilla design, but I don't know. I just think because it's like, I mean, I grew up a little bit past the Trendmasters era, you know, but still, like, with Bandai, like, they made so many versions of this era Godzilla, you know, through all their different. I mean, any kid that I knew growing up that liked Godzilla had the 1991 figure, like that one figure. I'm sure you can picture it right now. I mean, that was just what everyone had back then. So, I mean...
I got it. I'm looking at him right now.
Yep. It's just like the definitive look of the creature. And I mean, what more is there to say? Like, I only very recently discovered that each movie kind of had a different mold almost, or like a different look. Like how like one of them has like a little bit of like a thing on the top of its head where it looks like, I think that might be the MechaGodzilla one, but I guess I just never noticed that.
I think that as far as like looks, Biollante has one of the best looks, and then it's Space Godzilla. As in terms of if we're gonna like talk normal Godzilla designs.
I suppose. They all look the same to me.
Okay.
That's like one of my hot takes where it's like, I mean, unless you want to be like really nitpicky, to me they just like that looks the same to me. I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm like blind to Godzilla designs in that regard, but I don't know.
I said,
color blindness.
It's the one that is like everyone has that one they watch the most, or like that weird one. And it's Godzilla's Revenge and Space Godzilla for me. And you know what? They're in my top 10 because of it, and I have no shame in that. Space Godzilla is in my top
fair.
5. I would say 4 or 3.
Ghidorah is one of my favorite movies ever, just because that was the one I watched the most of as a kid. But we'll get there when we get there.
I cannot
we'll get there when we get
wait
there.
to talk about the Fishmen.
It is, by the way. I just decided you can cut this if you want.
Oh, I don't care.
It is going to be really funny if you were to make a supercut of all of our videos together. Someone watching this in reverse order in a way, because it's like they'll start with the Showa ones, and then they'll get to like this, and we'll be like, I can't wait to talk about that, and we already talked about it in the video.
I'm just gonna supercut it like the way we talked about it, because then it's kind of cool. Because then like I mean, you know, it's crazy. We've known each other now for a year, and we've become like really good friends, and so it's kind of funny to look at that first one where it's like, hey, I'm Zeth. Hey, I'm Cole. Nice. And then it's like immediately it's
nice
like,
to meet you.
Dude, so Godzilla 2014.
Well, because I was thinking about this, and I'm going to test it once everything's all said and done. When I do my ultimate Godzilla retrospective video with all my retrospectives in it, I was thinking about taking the supercut of this and then having that at the end to basically quadruple the runtime. So, like, it would be like this, like, 23-hour-long video, but the second part of it would be this.
That.
Yeah. It just depends on pacing, because I don't want it to be like, we get to the end, and if I end up ending it on like a really cool note, then like part of me is going to be like, maybe I'll do like a super duper cut, you know, or something like that. But it'll depend on how it plays out. I mean, if I get to Supernova and I'm just kind of like, then like, I don't know, maybe this might be a better way to end it.
It's going to be weird once we get like even more Godzilla, because it's like, how do we go? Do we just keep doing the discussions and just like a random review?
I guess. I don't know.
We're going to have more movies to talk about. Gamera next. Oh, God.
Oh, that's never happening.
No.
That's never happened.
Yeah, I know. I'm good. Besides the trilogy, we could have, like, a random time for that.
There's a cut joke from one of my Gamera videos where I, like, read out a comment from someone, and I felt kind of weird highlighting it, so I cut it. But they said, like, Katakawa just needs to put the money up for it and just make a Gamera movie. And I basically said something to the effect of, that's like telling a homeless person to just go buy a house. Like, because it's literally like they don't have any money. If they did, they would not have to crowdfund for Gamera Rebirth Season 2. Like,
yeah. All those, there's like the trilogy and then Gaios. That's the only ones that are good. Even Gamera the Brave, which has great effects, it's like, nah, it's a chore.
Giron is really cool. I love Gamera versus Giron. That one's really fun.
Which one's that one?
It's the one... Oh, no. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, Giron. That's the one where it's like the World's Fair is being held in Japan. And then...
Is that the one where they travel through the
like,
monster? Oh, yeah. I remember that.
They go inside Gamera, and then there's like little baby Girons in there that they have to like escape from. It's very like Goonies. I love that movie.
I remember that one.
That's my favorite of the Showa ones, I think.
Yeah.
Just because it's so, like, fun. Anyways, Godzilla... Speaking of movies that aren't all that fun, Godzilla vs. Destroyah.
It's awesome.
Which you hate.
No, it's awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you hate this movie.
No.
You just said it's so overrated.
I think that just...
I love it.
I just... Being in the Godzilla space, like you and me have for so long...
Yeah.
To just hear the same regurgitated opinion over and over and over again of what's the top 5 Godzilla movies? It's 54, 2014, Godzilla vs. Destroyah, GMK, I don't know.
It's like that Squidward meme where it's like, what'll it be? And it'll be like, Godzilla vs. Destroyah is top 5. It's like, okay, Godzilla versus Kong is underrated. Daring today, aren't we? Like, it's like that whole, like, meme setup.
Daring
like,
today.
That's what it feels like half the time. That's why I canceled my Let's Argue series, because it just got to a point where it's like, I've heard the same 4 opinions
Exactly,
nonstop.
and that's why I love Destroyah. Don't get me wrong. I think everything with Destroyah is
no, I agree.
lightning in a bottle for Godzilla. And if you had to be like, okay, let's take the 5 that everyone says is their favorite. This is my favorite of, like, you know, like the traditional ones that everyone says. This is my favorite.
I could see that.
But I just, like I said, I hear the same thing over and over again, and it's kind of made me not de-appreciate it, but it's like anytime I hear someone like, oh, Destroyer's in my top 5 or 54 is in my top 5, I'm like, well, yeah, obviously, why wouldn't it be? But why don't I want to hear some crazy thought, like your opinion on Sea Monster. That was wild. I was like, okay, I highly disagree on every level, but at least it's a different opinion than everyone else says. It's an interesting video.
Yeah. It's... Well, I've had people tell me I should remake it, and I'm like, I still stand by everything I said. I just think I said stuff a little poorly in there. I probably should have expanded upon some points, but yeah, I don't know.
No, don't mind it at all.
I generally have a no remake policy with my videos, because I just don't want to... Because then I know if I remake that, I'll want to remake another one, and then I'll just be in this cycle of remaking all my old videos, and I just... That's a can of worms I don't want to open, because it'll just get to that point where we're doing the Godzilla series again. I'm turning 45 next year, guys.
You don't want to pull a Speed Racer back in the saddle and spend 6 months of your life on one video?
That's a good video, though. 6 months well spent, in my opinion.
Hey,
I said that to the guys in the band, because I told them that you were hyped about the album, and they saw Back in the Saddle. They're like, that's a great video. But not to, like, diss you or anything. I had them watch the Speed Racer, the one, like, your most popular one.
Oh, yeah.
They love that one. Like, they said that's, like, one of their favorite videos on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Like, so just as, like, if you're curious about, like, outside opinions, like, that is one where they were, like, one is super in-depth, while the other one is, gets to the point a little bit more. But it's, like, both have their own merits. That was kind of, like, we spent, like, an hour at practice talking about, like, long-form videos versus, like, even though 22 minutes isn't exactly short form, but, you know, it's like you covered more ground, but it was also a little bit more concise. It was a lengthy... You don't have to include this in there, but I'm just telling you, like...
No, I appreciate that, because part of my reasoning behind doing Back in the Saddle was I was getting all this new information from, like, interviews and stuff. I'm like, okay, I gotta do this. So what I did was, that first video still stands on its own. Like, that is still, like, 100% my thoughts. But if you wanted to watch all the other videos in my series, Back in the Saddle references, like, all this crap from the other Zetheroni episodes, so to speak. Like, like all the friends and stuff that I have appearing in there. So it's kind of like I made that video more as something for not new people, so I can understand why your bandmates who've never seen it like that video compared to the other one. Yeah. It makes a lot more sense from a beginner's
standpoint. Not a diss.
No. I love it.
If you're an outsider.
I love that opinion. Thank you so much for that, actually. Because then at least for me, I know how to tackle now a little bit more your one video, which I am, like I said.
We'll talk about it after.
Oh my God.
I don't know when this is going to be out, so I don't know if I'm going to plug the album yet, just because it is like...
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I've got an interview with the Escanaba cinematographer I still got to edit, and then 2 others on top of all my Zetheroni videos I got on the back burner.
Yeah. So April 7th is when it drops, so you got time.
Okay, good. Good.
And then even then, like, maybe wait till it comes out, just so that people don't go searching for it and nothing's there.
Yeah. I'll let you have your time in the sun. Don't worry.
Cool. I mean, you can post the same day. We don't care, because that's just same day promotion. Oh, anyways, okay. Destroyah.
Okay, so Destroyah, like I said, it's great. I hear the same argument over and over again. I want to hear someone's opinion on why Destroyah isn't one of their favorites, even though it's amazing. I want to hear why Destroyah is overrated or this or that. You know what I mean? I always hear why it's great. And no hard opinion, because like I said, it's amazing. It's in my top 10, yes, but it's just one of those movies where it's like, to actually talk about it or to listen to someone else hear about it, I've heard the same opinion over and over and over again.
I agree. This has one of my favorite moments in any Godzilla movie, maybe ever, and it's where the little juvenile destroyers that are human size are picking off all the military police, like, one after another. Just because when I was a kid, I had, like, the HP Gashapon, I think that's how you say it, like, the little, like, it's like the 3-inch figure, like you have with that Biollante one, where it's, but it's the juvenile Destroyah one.
Wait a minute, I got one, the last time I got something.
Yeah, because I might have him up here somewhere. I know I have him somewhere.
My pack of destruction came with the 2 forms, so this is...
Yeah.
That one you're
Mine
talking
kind
about?
of looks like that,
Okay.
but it's like a lighter color. It's like a lighter red. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my childhood Destroyah, and then that's the winged form.
That's cool. But I would have the Lego figures of mine, like, because that's like the perfect scale. So I'd have them, like, I'd have all these
cool.
Lego guys, and then they'd fight, and I would, dude, the lore from when I was a kid was crazy. Like, these, like, giant epic storylines, you know, and then, oh, dude, the memories, though, I think just, it's one of those Godzilla movies where it really lets you dream in a way, and, like, an imaginative, like, it just lets your imagination run wild with this idea of Godzilla can die in a movie, we can have humans being killed by these, like, Destroyah monsters, we can have baby Godzilla become the next Godzilla. It's like all these ideas that affected my play as a child really started with this movie in a very crucial way. I know that sounds completely pointless, I think, if, you know, like, if you're not me or if you didn't grow up with this movie, but I just feel like so many ideas here presented are, like, perfect for a kid to enjoy. Because it's scary enough and dark enough for a kid to like it, because I think kids should enjoy horror projects, and, you know, as long as it's appropriate for for their age. I think this is like the right amount of horror for sure. But it's like everything presented here is just so unique. It is a great way of kind of like teaching about loss in a way too, where, like, you know that time is finite. You know, it's just, I don't know, not to get too philosophical, but it's like this is just such a well-made Godzilla movie. I know you said you wanted to hear opinions that say the contrary, but but I don't have any.
But I'm listening to your opinion, so it's different. Like you said.
that's what I love this movie.
I love it too. I think that my only gripe is I just, like I said, I have such a fondness for little Godzilla, and then to see him get changed into more looking like Godzilla, and I understand it. Like I said, I think it's fine.
It'd be weird if he was like little Godzilla like this, and then he just transformed into like a fully grown Godzilla. Like, imagine seeing this go up against Destroyah, and then he just gets stabbed in the chest with the tail, and he's like dragged along, and then he gets thrown into like that airport building and then dies. It'd be horrific. I'm glad he doesn't look like this. It would be like, you know what it would be? It'd be like if I were to make a Godzilla movie. That's something I would do just to make you mad.
No!
I would horrifically do that.
You're gonna do that when you're rich and famous. Make a Godzilla.
I'm gonna rage bait you. I'll be like, so Zeth, what are some Godzilla decisions and stories that, like, you really don't like? Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's gonna be the big controversy.
That's the movie.
We're gonna have beef online in 30 years.
I'm gonna wave my cane at you.
When we're 50. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I don't like about this movie is the design of the Super X3. Just because to go from that spaceship-like design in Biollante to...
It's just a jet.
Yeah, it's
just a jet.
Disappointing.
Yeah. But the freezing thing is kind of cool.
It is
That's
cool.
it. That's all I really got. That's like the one thing that's neat.
Especially when Godzilla's freezing, that one shot of him like thawing out, and it's the sound effects of the cracking with the ice.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Oh no, I almost dropped it. We got it though.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I have him on my guitar amp, but he's got a little bit of fuzz and dust on him. But it had like an alternate head where it was just the skull, but I like this where it's like you get that
Yeah.
I don't know how well you could see it.
That is neat.
No, so when I did my big Godzilla collection video, I mentioned that this was kind of like the white whale, like the one that got away. And then a couple months later on Twitter, someone messaged me like, hey, just a heads up, this is on sale again for Super 7. And so I immediately picked it up. It's like $100, but it's well worth it.
That is...
I love this figure.
I'm going to have to look for that
I love how the spine, it's like melting. Like it isn't as like upright as like these are.
Yeah. That's another thing. I think that the effects in this one rival Biollante. This is the first time, I think, since Biollante, they were like, finally, okay, Godzilla's officially dying because of disaster that we're going to talk about next. But,
oh, we already talked about it, I thought.
Did we?
I think we opened the Millennium video talking about it. I'm like 99% sure.
I don't think so.
I'm willing to bet my life on it. Let's see. I'll look it up. I'm rather certain. Sorry, you keep going.
No. Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, so the effects. This is the first time I felt the budget of the Godzilla movie finally since Biollante. Because it felt like for everything that the ones in this middle were, even my love for SpaceGodzilla has to admit, you feel the budget in certain things, like when it comes to the scaling of Godzilla or different shots. It's just like, oh, that could have been better. Oh, the budget there isn't that great. Same thing with the human moments. You can see when it's holding back the budget on getting a little too crazy, specifically in King Ghidorah. I wish they could go a little crazier, like you said, with the going to the future or whatnot.
Yeah.
But the suits, the actual story with the humans, the jumping about different places, how there's a lot of helicopter shots, just everything feels big budget finally.
Okay, I'm sorry, really quick. I'm looking. In my video description, it says that we talked about Godzilla 98, but I'm just skimming through. Unless we just talk about it and you didn't show any footage, I'm pretty sure we didn't talk about it. I don't know. Because it looks like we get right into 2000, but I'm pretty sure I said, like, in that video, like, oh, we gotta talk about 98 first, because that kind of determines... Oh, no, we did talk about 98. It's right here at the 20-minute mark. I could see there's a clip from the movie.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to, like, interrupt this, but I'm just saying, like...
No.
Just for the sake of ease, I'm, like, pretty sure... I mean, you did edit this, but I'm...
Well, I mean, you gotta remember, it's like 900 years ago we did this.
Yeah. You know what? We could just make a separate video if need be.
Yeah, I mean, that movie
like we already
in and of
talked about
itself
it.
could.
Yeah, no, I'm skimming. I'm not seeing it.
I just remember
But
we gushed
it does say
about our
in the description.
love of Captain Gordon.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. All good. I don't want to be redundant, but I also don't want to miss anything.
Yeah.
So we could do a separate thing for it. It's all good.
All right, so yeah, you feel the budget basically.
Yeah, I agree. The CGI shot where Godzilla explodes and destroys the Earth is great.
Ooh,
I love that so much. Because that's almost like a fake out. Like, you see it, you're like, oh, okay, just another destruction scene. Oh, never mind, the whole world just blew up. And then they're like, this is what could have happened. And I'm like, I usually hate fake outs, but that's a really good one.
The scene right before that when the guy's in the plane always cracks me up. Just because of the dubbing, but also in the Japanese one, it's a little goofy too. When they're in the plane, and the guy's like, "Oh, look at that! It's a monster!" And then it's just Godzilla, like immediately in frame.
Oh my God! It's a monster!
It's great. I love it. I love the Burning Godzilla design. I love Destroyah's design. Like you said, the budget, you feel it, and in the best way possible. This is just such a masterclass. I mentioned this before, in a separate video, but I love how you could really feel like this almost serving as like a prototype for Shin Godzilla with just the visuals alone, with him being this like burning figure, this silhouette, and then there's like the city lights that kind of like contrast that really nicely. But yeah, no, it's a fantastic movie. The themes of legacy here are really interesting, like they really tie everything together. With the first one, it makes a good ending to anything can, fix a lot of the issues that people have with a series. I use in my video I talked about Stranger Things, how that kind of fumbled it, and then people were like, the whole show sucks, and it's like, well, no, like there are highs in that show for sure. Same with Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones didn't stick the landing. That doesn't mean the whole show is worthless, but when a show or a movie like this sticks the landing, you're willing to write off the mistakes, like Mothra, like MechaGodzilla II, and just say, the whole thing, this is the best era. And to me, that speaks volumes about how good this movie is. The fact that people are willing to overlook two big stinkers and say, the whole era is a masterpiece.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I love specifically how interesting and well shot the human moments are in this movie.
Totally.
I'm thinking of the scene when...
The aquarium.
Yes! Oh. Thank you! Oh my goodness!
Where he's like walking through with the flashlight, and it's like shining off the walls in this really cool blue kind of color palette. It looks gorgeous. I love it.
I love that that's a cool callback to like the original with 54 one with the fish tank, and I love that it's, like you were saying, it's a slow intro into horror, because this and Biollante were kind of like my first introductions to it when I was like 2, where it's just like, what's going on? I couldn't understand the movie, so to speak, but it's like, it gives you an unsettling feeling, the music cues, everything like that.
Yeah.
I love specifically one shot in particular that not a lot to talk about, and it's the part on the boat when the couple are talking near the beginning.
Oh, it's gorgeous with the city lights in the background.
It's just a really good shot, and they're like walking on the boat, and it's not the most interesting shot, but it's just pretty.
Yeah, I felt that same way about Godzilla. The Return of Godzilla. I was gonna say Godzilla 1985. There's that shot where they're talking, and the camera's at like a low angle, and the city is just behind them, and it just looks like a 1980s city pop kind of like album cover almost. Like, it's so picturesque. It's wonderful. And that's something I love about these 90s movies too, is like all the CRTs, the analog technology, but you feel a sense of like digital technology kind of creeping into this world too, with not really like holograms, but like when Godzilla blows up the earth, how like they show that on like a normal video screen, and how you get this sense of CGI starting to kind of creep into not just this world, but like this franchise as a whole. But seeing them like almost like on like those things that like your teacher would like wheel in, like those CRTs on like a cart, but like that's like just Mickey is just like on the screen, and she's like giving this like talk about Godzilla dying. It's like, that's great. I love that stuff. It's a product of its time, but it feels timeless at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I like the most about the Heisei era, is that it is the most timeless of them all, as in terms of not just the world, but also the effects and the movies themselves, because the Millennium era does have its datedness due to CGI, due to certain things going on at the time. Like, Final Wars, we discussed how incredible that movie is, but you can see how much of an influence of the time certain movies had on it. These don't feel like that. There's like certain things that are like more references, like the Indiana Jones, like the aliens in this section of Destroyah, but they feel timeless, like you were saying. I agree on that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Otherwise, though, that's pretty much all I have to say. Like I said, a lot of these are very fresh in my mind, but at the same time, I'm also like, I already talked about them super in depth, so the show you're gonna get a lot more out of me. But with this one, it's like they're so fresh in my mind that it's like,
it's hard for me because, like I said, 2 of them are in my top 5, but the rest of them I could like take them or leave them. Even Destroyah, as much as I love Destroyah, I could take it or leave it. But I still love it, like I said. I think the other thing I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of lash about this, but I love the creepy crawly design, and I love the final form, especially when it's that reveal of Mega Destroyer, and it's
that fire coming out. Yeah, that's great.
It just amazing, where it's basically Godzilla's version of like a demon almost coming to get him.
Yeah.
I don't like the flying form of Destroyah. I think it looks a
Yeah,
little
that
too
is,
goofy.
it's derpy. I agree.
I don't know
I forget it even exists
what it
sometimes.
is.
Yeah.
I've never liked it. And then, too...
Yeah, I'm on... Yeah.
I like a lot of the callbacks to 54, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the original. I like a lot of the different characters that they brought back from the original. It truly felt like Final Wars is kind of like the big culmination of everything that Godzilla's been. This felt like the true finale of Godzilla, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I agree. Completely.
And then just...
But it's also kind of open-ended to where, like, you know, like, it's still, like, Godzilla Jr. is the next Godzilla, so, like, you could continue this, but the fact that they leave it very open-ended to where you can, like, you can have your own headcanon about, oh, the continuation is this, it's that. You know, like, people say, like, the Gigan Rex shorts are, like, the continuation of these movies, but, like, I don't know. To me, it's just that it ends here. You know, and each era just kind of ends where it ends. There's no, like, continuation.
I love that, where it's like Godzilla will stop, but it will keep on going for generations as in terms of its love.